I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. On my last trip to the restore, they had restocked, which is always nice, and they had some rather unique things. Anybody recognize this? It's a paintbrush spinner. You slide a paintbrush into the jaws, and then when you do that, it spins the paintbrush. If you slip a paint roller over the jaws, then when you spin it, it throws the paint off the paint roller. Kind of like a Yankee screwdriver for spinning brushes. Cost $1. I thought it was cool. The guy who filled that basket must have been a painter, because this is a really nice scraper. Persone, made in USA. Cost 50 cents. Oh, big surprise. Came with extra blades in the handle. I didn't even know that. So this takes razor blades, and you loosen the 2 screws and slip out the old one and slip in the new one, and you're able to scrape. Pretty good job. And these, they're called Felt Guard Smooth Movers, self-adhesive felt buttons. And I bought a set of these when I was working on my first house. Put them on all the cabinet doors. They were smaller, but I put them on all the cabinet doors. Really nice. Made a little bumper on there because they were inexpensive cabinet doors and they would just slam. When I put these little buttons on there, it worked great. I've had a thing for Weiss tin shears for a long time. They're very good. They call them aviation snips, and they're compound leverage. So you can really cut through sheet metal very easily. And they come in all different shapes. This is the straight, and then there's one that curves to the left, one that curves to the right. Lots of different styles. Always like picking one up whenever I get the chance. I have a couple busted ones that I use as spare parts. This one doesn't actually need anything. Usually this hook is broken, if anything is broken. And this one's bent a little bit, but I can straighten that out. That'll be a job for clean up and fix. Oh, you can sharpen them too. They don't tell you that, but you can sharpen them. And that's what happens when the hook gets bent. Pops open in your tool belt. Now, one of my favorite items. And 50 cents. This little antique clamp. It's a Phoenix, 2 1/4 inch. This is cool. And this one is a Sergeant, made in USA. This is an old one because it's got this style handle to tighten the screw. But it is in really good shape. It's hardly bent. Usually you get one like this, the jaws are bent open and the ears are bent over because somebody put a wrench on it. But This one is in really nice shape. It's a Sargent, so it's, I don't know, I'm going to guess and say late 1800s. Oh, this is a Cincinnati Super Junior. Works very nicely. Rusty, needs to be cleaned up. These two clamps were 50 cents a piece, and this was $1. This is another one for 50 cents. Made in USA, 3-inch. Really nice condition. Works great. Yep, 50 cents. Another 50 center. Matched pair. That's rare to find. So 2 clamps for $1, 1 for $1, 2 clamps for $1. Not a bad day. And then what really impressed me was, as I'm going through another bin, I find these blades that fit this. Not realizing there was an extra blade in the handle, I said, great. So I picked these up too. They were 50 cents. So altogether, that was a pretty good haul. Now, while I was standing there waiting for the young lady to unload the cart, because I happened to walk in just as she was pricing things, and I had my eye on this cabinet, so I picked it up. And I said, oh, I got ahead of you. I hadn't marked it yet. So she marked it for me. Cost a grand total of $6. I have to do something about this wire because it's caught in there pretty well. Don't know what it's hooked on. Anyways, I'll have to work on getting that out of there. It just looks like picture hanging wire. This guy liked wire. This is seals. You used to find these on lots of things. You thread the wire through whatever you want to seal and then put it back through this little lead slug. Then you take a pair of pliers and squeeze that down and tighten it up, and that sealed it so that you could kind of make it tamper resistant. This is something that they used back in the 50s, but I don't think they're very common these days. Yep, definitely like the wire. Two rolls of very fine wire. Almost like wire thread. Yep, definitely had a thing for wire. An RS-232 plug. It's actually a coupling. You hook two cables together with this thing. Then this is some kind of mount, not sure what. Another empty drawer. Poly anchors, an L screw, and a flathead quarter. These look like tips for some kind of device. And this is a cap that slips over. Well, they used to put them on things like baby buggies. You know, doll baby buggies to hold the wheels on. A real heavy-duty rubber O-ring and a plastic hose barb. This is kind of unique. I don't know what it would be used for. And some clips for shelf mounts. And more shelf supports. I don't know what these are. They look like countersinks. At least this one's kind of sharpened like a countersink, but couldn't tell you exactly. I suppose it could be used for it, but some of them are different shaped cutters. This is a bell shape, this one is a kind of a rounded shape, and then this one is a square recess. Looks like this cutter, maybe it's a thing for a drill press, and this outer ring would stop it from going too far. Could be router bits, they got a 1/4-inch shank on them. I don't know. Have to look those up. Oh, these are sanding bands for a drum sander. This style drawer with the open tops means that they get hung up quite a bit. A little jar of push pins. Oh, more wire and a large quantity of sanding drums. And this is the thing that got me interested in the box to start with. This is the sanding drum for the drill press, and this is a metal drum with teeth on it. Doesn't have sandpaper, it's got metal teeth. Quite a few sanding drums. Various sizes. Grindstones. Another sanding drum. Looks like these are designed to set the depth of where you run a Phillips head screw in. But I got a feeling this thing has seen better days. Because it appears to be something is not there that allows it to stay together. Yep, I think it's broken. Then this is another automatic screwdriver. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I'll have to look that up too. Some more sanding drums. Now, this cost me $6, and I think the sanding drums alone are worth the $6. This might just turn out to be a piece of junk. And this, we don't know. But I think the sanding drums made the whole thing well worth the money I spent. I don't use my 1/4" air grinder very much anymore, now that I have the Dremel tool and the angle grinder, but it'll come in handy. Let's see, that can go up there, this one can go up here. Looks like they kept the card, but I think this is for a different one, and it's from Felposh. I haven't seen a Felposh store in a long, long time. That was my haul from the Restore. I think I did pretty well. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. With 5 new clamps, I'm going to have to make another peg for that clamp rack. Maybe I need a bigger clamp rack.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.